Hello everybody, Chef Daddy here. Today I am going to talk about changing jobs frequently in the culinary industry. Honestly, when people look at resumes, they don't like to see multiple jobs in they hate to see that. They don't like you to have lots of different jobs. But in this industry, you really need to consistently be working with different chefs, different venues to figure out what it is that you want to do in the future. And to figure out, learn everything that you can from a chef and figure out what your flavor profile is. In 6 years, about is how much time you really should spend learning from other people. 4, 5, 6 years. That's about how long I spent working at several different places at less than sous chef level. And I changed jobs at least every 2 years. If you can learn everything you can from a chef in 1 year, by all means, move on to the next place. And if the chef is good and actually cares about your growth, he will be happy to let you go. He might even give you recommendations on where to go to learn more, learn something different. But that's only if you're putting in the work. If you don't take the time, as I said previously, if you don't take the time to listen to what the chef says, he's not going to take the time on you. So put in a solid 1 year, 9 months, 1 year, year and a half, 2 years with a chef at a location. Kick butt, learn everything you can. Take all the experience that he has to give you. I mean, he's been through a heck of a lot more than you have. Learn from his mistakes. Learn from your mistakes that for not listening to him on those occasional times when you think that you're the bomb diggity and really want to prove yourself when you're really not ready. But anyways, my recommendation is at least every 2 years you should be changing your jobs. And within 6 years, you should know enough across the board to start having your own supervisory positions as a sous chef, kitchen manager, lead line cook, or whatever. And after that, quickly start moving into running, like becoming chef at the 10-year mark. Because once you've learned what you can in those 6 years, it's the next 4 years you're working on developing your style. And wherever you're dodging, or wherever you're sous chef at, it's likely that you're going to be running the kitchen. You can start saying, "Hey chef, can I try this recipe?" And since you're at that level, he'll be more than willing to see what you've got, see if you can actually have what it takes to start running your own place. You know, it's a learning period, moving from place to place. You know, a lot of people coming out of culinary school, they think that they know everything, that they should be sous chef or running their own kitchen right off the bat. But yeah, honestly, you've got a lot to learn, kid. Those schools teach you technical skills and classical skills that a lot of them aren't even used in a lot of locations anymore. It's great to know those things, great to know the science behind a lot of the stuff, but sometimes until you're actually in there and doing it, you really don't know. So take the time, learn everything you can from a chef, move on to the next place, but don't burn your bridges, because it's about networking too. Kick butt, take names, and then the chef may recommend you, other people may recommend you, but as soon as you start slacking off and thinking you're too good for this, maybe you're in the wrong profession. It's going to take some time. I think of it as a doctor or a lawyer. They go to school for a long time to learn this stuff, and then residency periods and whatnot, but you don't. Culinary students don't necessarily have those extra schooling periods. Your schooling is in the restaurant working for someone. In my time, I have worked, honestly, I've only worked at 3 different locations, 3 different companies, I guess, 1 restaurant, 1 country club, and now for contract food service. Once I got to the contract food service, I figured out this was the place I wanted to be. And then while I was there, I took every opportunity I could to prove myself. Eventually became sous chef, eventually got my own account. And now I spend my time trying to move every 2 years so I can teach others and help grow their abilities to find their place in the kitchen. I've always got a succession plan to make sure that they can take over for me when and if my opportunities come up. But anyways, again though, on those resumes, people really are looking for commitment. So if you have lots of jobs, make sure that there's no gap between them. Make sure it's clear why you were changing. It's not because you had a bad experience with your previous bosses. It's because you were looking for better opportunities to learn. Chef will really like that, and even if he only has you for a short amount of time, he might really go for that. Well, anyways, I'm Chef Daddy. Remember, do all things for the glory of God, and He will bless you immensely.